Greetings, ladies and gents. Today I'll be letting you know whether or not I'll be suggesting to you Pokemon Sword and Shield. Jolly good and pip pip cheerio. Pokemon is an interesting franchise to me. Personally, my favourite is Leaf Green, and if I've ever wanted to play Pokemon, I've just gone back to that one. Alternatively though, I do play Pokemon Stadium or Snap, because damn they are good, and I am the minigame king! That doesn't mean I haven't played them though. I have played Gold, Leaf Green, Emerald, Diamond, Platinum, but by the time I got to X with this weird Omega Fish or tablet form, it just lost me. So I haven't played any of the Sun or Moon iterations. Therefore, please bear in mind some of the improvements, I'm saying this with quotes, you can't see me, but improvements I may mention could have happened during those games. Anyway, that's enough from me. Let's random encounter our way into the Galar region. The combat? What can I say about it? It's Pokemon, except easier. And that could either be a positive or a negative depending on who you are. And by that I mean, are you a kid and this is your first game? Or are you a Pokemon veteran? And I would say it's better for the former rather than the latter. There are a lot of things in place which seems to save on both grinding and memorizing. In terms of grinding, they have an XP share on from the start, so no matter who you use, everyone gets at least some XP, and it's pretty substantial too. Luckily there never seems to be a huge level difference, even if you use just one Pokemon, because the gyms will balance them out, and as someone who streams, I actually like the prospect of not having to grind in my downtime. And with work, it gives me more time to enjoy the game rather than switching up Pokemon mid-fight to make sure everyone gets their cards. Now, onto the easy aspect. Once you've either encountered or caught a Pokemon, you will learn everything about it, but it doesn't stop there. On your encounter, it will go as far as listing which moves are effective, or not effective, or super effective. And to be honest, I don't like this. I got so reliant in the game telling me what was or wasn't an effective matchup that I genuinely struggled to learn them. And because, worst case scenario, I would just go on my Pokemon and scroll through their moves and be like, oh, that's who I need. It's also worth noting, I didn't even have my party wipe, not even once! And that's not a humble brag, the game is just that easy. Gym battles, personally, are a significant improvement. Every final battle actually meant something, and is a very big inspiration from the UK, with its football correlation to the leader battles, and having a crowd there hyped me up every time. The puzzles and challenges leading up to them also didn't feel drawn out, which was also great. And the final thing about this combat? Dynamaxing. I was really worried it would be annoying, like the Omega Fish or tablet form, but it wasn't. Only once per battle and in a stadium only. Plus, seeing Yampa go giant is hilarious! Now this is where you could probably say where exploration for the franchise has actually ramped up, and that's with this game's wild area. So not only will you catch Pokemon on your normal Route 7, etc., it will also be in this vast wild area which has its own weather system and biomes in a way to give you that diverse Pokemon experience. There are a few ways you can travel around, and besides being on foot, there is the bike, which is also adapted for water as well. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of this, however, because your Pokemon are no longer included in the flying or surfing process. It is good to know I don't need to keep a HM haul, but personally, I would have made it purely cosmetic, so I could just choose which Pokemon was responsible for either of these. You can also get around with trains, but the whole thing feels pointless, and with how flying taxis, which is a reference to black cabs, is immediately available, I tell you what, I wouldn't have minded if it was animated, but it just wasn't, and it felt lazy, and I just never used it. Overall though, the areas felt very unique and diverse. Even the caves and mines felt very inviting with its dual mine vibes. Personal favourite though? Just for the soundtrack alone, I must say Sirchester, but visually best is by far Bellonlea. Bellonlea? I don't know, whatever. It felt like a mystical wonderland forest. Oh, and I have one last thing to add. To that random angry guy on Twitter, yes, it is possible to get stuck behind sheep on the road. As a guy who lives in the English countryside, I've been stuck far too many times in my poxy little Astra. The story. Well, to be quite honest, it's a typical Pokemon story, except with some kind of threat looming. So hey, a little more exciting, I guess. It starts off with you and your friend Hop, who will be your rival. You go into the slumbering woods to be approached by mysterious Pokemon in the mist, and then nothing. You go to Hop's house. The champion of the Galar region, Leon, is there, and he also happens to be Hop's brother. But to enter the Pokemon Championships, you must be endorsed by someone, so Leon gives you the choice of your starter. I chose Grookey, and by the way, I would love to see how many of you made the wrong choice in the comments below. This is actually where also I had my first issue with the game. Hop picks whichever Pokemon you are strong against, not weak against. And again, some kind of easy way of teaching me a super effective matchups. Teach me, but absolutely spanking me, and that is a lesson I will remember. However, amazed by both of your fighting spirits, he endorses you both, and thus your journey begins. You will meet some cool characters along the way, such as Sonia, Bede, what a dickhead he is, Gem and Rose, and Marnie. One thing I love about Marnie, besides being a better character than Hop, is her fans, Team Yell, and they're taken directly from British culture of football hooligans, and it's great to see all the references. Sonia, who is a lab assistant, will also be travelling around the region, but not with you. She'll be investigating the tale of two fabled heroes that saved Galar during its darkest day a long time ago. My biggest issue with this game's story is actually with the rival Hop, if you couldn't tell already. It doesn't feel like a rivalry. It's like a contest of seeing who can compliment the other the most, and even when you outmatch him with a super effective hit, he praises you. No! You should be saying, "Damn you, Ting! Just you wait till I crush all your hopes and dreams." And then later on he has some character development in the story, but then it becomes a pity party for how he lost his confidence. It's something, but when I give you a compliment, Hop, you shouldn't act as if it's unusual that I'm praising my best friend who I grew up with. Now, there aren't really many spoilers in this game, but in case you care about the endgame, skip to the frame below. Okay, now they're gone. Pikachu dies. Kidding! Woohoo, kidding! I wouldn't be in a state to make this video for at least a year if that happened. I'd be in a state of total despair, crying in the shower, barely eating, turning into a shadow of my former self, withering away in the lowly depths of— Wait! It didn't happen. Why am I going down this road? Spoiler zone, right? Let's dive in. When Bede, I hate that guy, hits into a monument in search of wishing stars, these are the things I like to Dynamax, you discover two statues, one of a Pokemon holding a sword, and the other a shield. To cut a long story short, let's go into everything about Gem and Rose. You see him having a very serious chat with Leon, about the importance of the greater good, and fixing the problems that will arise in a Galar in 1,000 years' time. Leon dismisses this as, why should I postpone the championship bout tomorrow for a problem in 1,000 years? And oh man, I forgot one thing. I can't even formulate it. How you get here is by far the most tedious thing I've ever had to do in any game. And hey, I play MMOs, I know what grinding is. You fight the same person 6 times just to get the key to enter the building, and then on the elevator ride up, it will stop at least 3 more times for yet more encounters. So much of this game has been fine-tuned for a more refined, leveling and battling experience, and then they suddenly go back on that and they make it a chore. I just cannot put into words how much I hated this bit. It's now championship day, and you now reface all the challenges you've met along the way, followed by the gym leaders, and for some reason Bede again. Oh, I hate this guy. He insists he must face you, and then finally admits defeat. I mean, it's not like you haven't already beaten him plenty of times already, but hey, you're about to face Leon, and then you're interrupted by Gem and Rose's plot. And he was feeding a deadly Pokemon called Eternatus wishing stars to wake it up. And Leon tried to stop it, but he's at his limit, so you step in. Struggling by the sheer might of this Pokemon, you and Hop get the relics you found in the slumbering world. And who answers the call? Zacian and Zamazenta. You then catch Eternatus and rest up, because Leon, being Leon, he is keen for the champion fight to happen, so all of Galar can forget what just happened and revel in the awesomeness of Pokemon. And us being great, we won. Now, there is a post-game, so let's very quickly sum it up. 2 of the most annoying people show up, Sword Ward and Shield put on their head. Anyway, A, they take the relics. Make Pokemon Dynamax so after defeating the snobby arseholes, you go around saving every gym and have a nice little catch up with all the gym leaders. You save Zamazenta from the rage the snobby arseholes induced with wishing stars, and Zacian saves you. You then battle, I'm putting this very lightly, battle. I almost felt bad that it was a Master Ball because Zacian deserves a battle worthy of the legendary tail. Oh yeah, that's great. Hop connects with Zamazenta and he allows him to catch him. Now that you both have your legendaries, you have a final battle for old time's sake. Overall, Pokemon Sword is a good installment for the franchise, and the only real criticism I actually have is that it's a little easy, and it would be nice to be able to turn a few of those things off. However, it's got me back into Pokemon, they have DLC announced, and Nintendo is finally embracing some online play, and with a plan to 100% the decks as well, I would definitely be sinking more hours into it. I think I can safely say I'll be suggesting to you to play Pokemon Sword and Shield.